Welcome back to Movement and Talisa and today's all levels yoga basics. This class is for anyone and everyone and can be done every day if you're looking for a nice, well-rounded practice. If you get anything out of today's class, I do ask that you like, comment, subscribe, or share. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to come to a cross-legged position, but you are welcome to settle into whatever seated position works for you. Wrists can rest on the knees, palms facing up. Point your fingers and thumbs, gently touch. Soften the gaze down 2 or 3 feet on the mat. And starting to deepen our inhales and our exhales. Working on increasing the capacity of our lungs with every inhale. Let the rib cage expand in all directions. And then with every exhale, see if you can push out even more air from the very bottoms of your lungs. And you can implement your ujjayi breath, that slight restriction in the back of the throat, making the breath more wave-like. And 2 more rounds. Last round, let's make this the fullest inhale. At the top, take in 1 more gulp of air. Exhale. Push everything out. Let's tuck our chin towards our chest and start to round through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, like a pearl necklace. Getting a stretch along the spine, feeling the sensation there as we gently curl back up. Now bring right ear to right shoulder, feeling a stretch along the left side of the neck. Left ear to left shoulder. Up through center. Let's do that again. Tuck chin to chest. Round down 1 vertebrae at a time. Come down as far as you want. Round back up. Chin comes up last. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. Extend the right arm out. Left arm reaches overhead. Gaze can be up past that left arm. Side body stretch coming down as far as you need to feel a sensation along the side body, up through center, and other direction. Each side 2 more times. Last round. Let's work our legs underneath us, coming into a tabletop position. Pick up the right arm, reach it for the top left corner of the mat, grounding down through the knife edge of that right arm. Lower down to the left forearm. Forehead, it can rest on the forearm and melt the right armpit and the chest down towards the mat. Into the sensation you feel along the right side. And now let's bring a little bit of strength into it. So you can lift your head up a little bit if you need to, and then lift the right arm up off the mat. It's not going to go very high. And for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up through center. Switch out sides. Left arm cross to the opposite top corner of the mat. Lower down on the right forearm. Forehead comes down. Melt the left armpit and the chest down towards the mat. Lift up a little bit, and then lift the left hand up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up through center. Splay the knees wide, toes can touch, shifting the hips back for a child's resting pose. So really pull the hips towards the back of the mat and reach the fingertips towards the top of the mat. We want this active so the elbows are lifted up off of the mat. Forehead can be in contact with the mat if that works for you. Push through the hands and slide all the way forward, lowering the hips. Hands are on either side of the chest and keep the chest and head lifted up. So we're coming into a cobra pose. Lengthen through the tailbone to take any crunch out of the lower back. Push through the hands, back on the knees and all the way back to our child's resting pose. Active arms, elbows are still lifted up off the mat, reaching in opposite directions. And then coming all the way forward and back into our cobra. Tops of the feet are pushing down into the mat, tucking your tail between your legs like you're a dog, protecting the vulnerable lower back. Push through the hands all the way back into child's resting. Let's lift up into a tabletop, tuck the toes, walk the hands back, and pop ourselves up into a malasana at the back of the mat. Shimmy side to side to settle into this pose. If you need to, roll up towels underneath your heels. If they're really lifted up off the mat, then go ahead and do so. Otherwise, see if you can sit back into the heels. Maybe the hands stay down to support you, or maybe the hands can come up through heart center. Working into the hips, the knees, the ankles. Reach out through the crown of the head with every inhale. Lengthen, finding space between the vertebrae, and then every exhale, ground down a little bit more through the feet. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, sink the hips down. Plant the hands down if they were up in prayer. And from here, we're going to walk the hands forward into our first downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. Come up on both toes, generous double knee bend, striving to bring your rib cage in contact with the thighs, opening up more through the shoulders, biceps by ears, and then keeping the upper body exactly where it is. Start to straighten through the legs, flex through the feet to help melt the heels down towards the mat. On the next inhale, look between the hands, come up on the toes. We're tippy-toeing all the way to the top of the mat. Let's ragdoll, grabbing for opposite elbows. You can have that generous bend in the legs, depending on how tight your hamstrings are, and sway side to side. Let the head go, so the chin should be a little bit more tucked. Let's inhale, half lift, squeezing shoulder blades together. If you've got a mirror anywhere around you, notice if you're rounding through the back. If you are, pull the chest through, lift the tailbone up, and reach out through the crown of the hat, through the crown of the head. We are really looking for a nice flat back. Someone could put a plate and cups on your back and they would not fall off. round down, plant the hands, and let's step the left foot all the way back. We're up on the back toes, arms come up, crescent lunge. Swivel on the back foot, so you're planting the entire foot down, pushing down through the knife edge of the foot. Open the arms, windmill them down. Right hand plants on the inside of the right foot. Our gaze, our drishti, is past our left thumb. Option to stay right here, or you can take a partial bind by just lowering the left arm behind you, or a full bind by picking up the right arm and wrapping it under the right thigh. Unravel the arms, come to frame the front foot, swivel on the back foot, push the mat away, and pop the right foot forward. Other side. Popping the right foot back, lifting up the torso and arms, crescent lunge. We're high on that back heel. Swivel on the back foot, pushing down through the knife edge, open the arms, windmill down, left hand to the inside of the left foot, gaze is past the right thumb. Option to stay here, or lower the right arm back behind, and taking it one step further, picking up the left hand, seeing if you can find the fingers. If you can't find the fingers, that's all right too. Unravel the arms if you took the bind, frame the front foot, swivel on the back foot, push the mat away, and now we're stepping this foot back, holding in plank. Engage the core, engage the glutes, push the mat away, create as much distance between your chest and the mat as possible. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the right knee down. Swivel open to the left, supported side plank. Gaze is up past the left thumb again. Lower down, plant the right hand. If plank was too much for you, you can come through tabletop. Otherwise, come back through plank, push the mat away, engage every muscle in your body. Chin is tucked, so we're not cranking through the neck. We're looking down between the hands. Lower to the left knee, open up to the right. Supported side plank. Lower the right hand down, and everyone's going to come through tabletop. Shift the heels over to one side, sit back on the bum, and swing the legs out in front. Getting set up for a seated figure 4, crossing the left leg up and over the right, flex through the right foot to help protect the knee. This might be enough for you right here. If you want a little bit more sensation in the outside of this left hip, you can scoot the right foot closer towards you and puff through the chest, trying to close off the distance between your upper body and your legs. If you had cinched everything in a little bit closer, just find some space and supporting yourself with your arms lower down, one forearm at a time, all the way down onto your back, keeping the left leg crossed over the right, and then letting the legs fall over to the right so the sole of the left foot is planted on the ground. Arms can come out to the side, cactus arms, or you can do a T shape. You can turn your gaze past the left arm, or just keep it centered. And suck your belly button in towards your spine. Square up through the legs first. Support yourself one forearm at a time and then one hand at a time, coming all the way back up to seated. Release the left leg and cross the right leg up and over the left. Flex through that top right foot. Option to stay here or cinch everything in a little bit more, puff out through the chest. Looking for that sensation along the right side of the hip now. you closed everything off, open it up a little bit so that we can gently work our way down onto our backs. Arms can come out to T or cactus as the legs fall over to the left. Sole of the right foot is in contact with the mat. Gaze can remain up towards the sky or ceiling, or you can turn your head past the right arm. Square up through the legs. Push our way back up to seated. Uncross the right leg. Scooch the bum back. Extend both legs out in front of us. Point through the feet to start. If you're really rounded through the spine here, you might want a cushion or bolster to sit on, because what we're trying to do is sit upright. If we're really tight through the legs and the hips, the pelvis will want to curve back. So if you've got something underneath your butt for support, you're able to bring the pelvis more upright in order to sit more upright like this. And maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you feel enough of a stretch and this is where you remain for the entirety of this. If you've got a little bit more openness and space, you can start to lead with the rib cage folding forward. Now with the toes pointed, you might feel a stretch along the tops of the shins, maybe not as much in the backs of the legs. So you might be able to fold a little bit more deeply. Once you come to your stopping point, inhale, extend out through the crown of the head so the chin is slightly tucked, and then exhale, see if you can fold a millimeter more. Inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. We're doing this even if we're sitting completely upright, lengthening, and then exhale, fold just a millimeter. Inhale, lengthen. Fold. If you hinged at all, then come up a little bit. If you're sitting upright, then stay where you are. And now everybody flex through the feet. Flex so hard that your heels lift up off of the mat. Chin is slightly tucked. You can relax the heels down now and then start to lead with the rib cage, not the face. And fold down. Now you'll probably feel even more of a sensation along the back of the legs. And once you come to a stopping point, inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Slowly, slowly start working your way out of this stretch. Bend through both legs. We're going to bring the left leg. We're going to bring the left foot so it's on the outside of the right hip, and then cross the right leg up and over, getting set up for a spinal twist. Take the right arm, reach it back behind, left arm reaches up, and then lower the elbow so that it's on the outside of the right knee. Start to bring your gaze past the right shoulder. Try not to push too much with the left elbow on the right knee, just using strength to twist. And then once you can't twist anymore, that's when you can start to bring that torque into the mix. See if you can twist a little bit deeper. Same thing here, inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head, sitting up taller and straighter. Exhale, suck belly button in towards spine, twist a little bit deeper. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last round, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Slowly unravel. Let everything come back. Take a gentle counter stretch to the other side. Plant the hands behind and just switch out the legs. Right foot is now on the outside of the left hip. Left leg is crossed over top. Take the left hand, plant it behind you. Right arm reaches up, and then lower the elbow to the outside of this left leg. Without pushing on the knee too much, use the strength to twist as much as you can. Once you can't twist anymore, Then start to push on the knee, twist a little bit deeper. Now everyone inhale to lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, suck belly button in towards spine, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Slowly unravel. Take an ever so gentle counter twist. And come to sit in a butterfly stretch. Soles of the feet are together. Hands can be on the tops of the feet. Same thing, if you find you're really rounding through the spine, sit on a pillow, cushion, bolster until you can sit straight up, until the pelvis, the bowl of the pelvis is sitting upright. So if it were full of water, no water would spill out the front or the back of it. If you've got a little bit more space, you can start to lead with the rib cage. Chin is slightly tucked and fold forward. Wherever you are, close out the eyes. And this will be the final pose of today's class. And just as we did with the other poses, every inhale, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, even if you're just imagining that you're folding a millimeter more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last round, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Slowly let the muscles come back to their shortened length. Come back to a comfortable seated position of your choice. We'll take 3 rounds of breath to close off class. Again, wrists are resting on knees, palms are facing up. Point your fingers and thumbs gently touch. 1 regular round of breath here. And together, let's inhale through the nose, full lungs. Audibly through the mouth, exhale. Again, inhale. Full lungs, exhale through the mouth. Last round, inhale. Taking 1 more sip of air at the top. Exhale. Push everything out. Bringing the hands through to heart center. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for showing up for yourself and taking care of yourself so that you can show up in the world as the best version of yourself. And in closing, we say, Namaste.